Welcome to the next episode in our journey to identify a successful franchise model or how to operate within the franchise ecosystem. So far, we have seen who's a good franchisee and what is the relationship between a franchisor and a franchisee and what is the system. In this episode, we are going to cover who is a good franchisor, or rather, if I am in the market looking to start a business, or if I am in the market looking for a franchise business, then it is very important for me as a franchisee or somebody who's interested in doing a business to know who is a good franchisor and how do I identify one. Okay. So this episode is dedicated in understanding how do you evaluate a franchisor and how do you evaluate a franchised business, a franchisor, and whether that's suitable for you to start a business. So when we look at franchise business, there are criteria on which we can evaluate a franchise business. The one criteria, which should be the most important criteria, is how proven is this business. When I say how proven is this business, it means is the brand recognized? Is there a defined customer or a demand for this product? Is the franchisee available in multiple locations? Are the franchisees successful? When I say success of a franchise is not necessarily just dependent on the franchise business, but however, it is one of the criteria for evaluation because a franchise business can fail due to location, due to the franchisee person, or maybe other factors like competition in that marketplace, that particular territory. So there are several factors. However, having said that, you as a franchisee or somebody who's interested in a franchise business would want to evaluate a franchisor or the franchisee business. So one of the criteria which is important is how proven is this business. Okay. So when I say how proven, it could be not proven at all. It could be partially proven, or it could be extremely proven. Like a McDonald's business, it's extremely proven, or a KFC, or for that matter, there are so many other franchise businesses where the brand is pretty much high recall and there is a very high demand. So that's the proven, and there are some who are not proven yet, and some which is not at all proven. So this is one axis of our metrics. Again, I'm going to talk about a metrics, and we are going to evaluate which is the ideal metrics, ideal quadrant in that matrix. So one of the axes was or is the provenness of the business. The other axis is how ready is the franchisor for the franchise business. I'll repeat, how ready is the franchisor for executing the franchise business. What does it mean? See, there is a business, the brand or the existing business. Typically, how does a franchise business gets franchised, or any franchisor becomes a franchise business? They start up in a location or a business in some location, and that location becomes, that business becomes so popular, or the model becomes so good that then they start replicating in different locations. Okay. So what I'm trying to say is how ready is the franchisor for the franchise business or the franchisee business, because franchisee business by itself is another business for the franchisor. One, the franchisor is executing a business in that location, the first location, or for one of the first few locations, and then there is a franchisee who is interested, and there are several franchisees. So these are two separate businesses. One is your own own business, own locations, and then you have so not necessarily every brand or every entrepreneur or every franchisor is ready to participate in the franchised business because it's not necessarily a profitable thing, because you have to invest separately for this business. You are doing well in one location or multiple locations that you have, but to start off a franchise business, you need to get dedicated resources, you need to have managers, you need to have a challenge of somebody else doing what you do well, may not necessarily be easy for someone else. So you need to put in place a system. Maybe you are not, as a franchisor, maybe that franchisor is not interested in investing that kind of time, allocate that kind of time or money for that business. So what I'm trying to say is, how ready is the franchisor for the franchisee business is one of the criteria. So in that, there could be some, for example, somebody who is just not at all ready, done well in one location, and there are people who are saying that they're interested in taking that model and replicating in some other location, but he is not ready. So that could be one of the model where the franchisor is not at all ready for franchising. So he is interested more in running his own unit and his attention and everything else. So you are taking the risk of replicating it in a different location because he is not ready. Okay, he or she. So that is one. So the other could be he's partially ready, as in somebody has approached him either to say that this can be a franchise business. So he's partially ready, he's not totally committed because again, as I said, it is a resource allocation and he may not be necessarily dedicated towards that. He's happy to say, okay, I'm ready to start off this business in a different location, but he is not like committed to that. And the last one is somebody who is dedicatedly looking at the business as a franchise business, which means they've started off one location, they've done well in one location, but they've realized, the franchise business has realized that this is an opportunity to replicate to multiple locations. It requires a different approach, a dedicated team, a dedicated investment, and they are willing to do it, and they have successfully scaled. See, again, when you say investment, what happens is you can invest only if there is scale. In the sense, if it's a franchise business and to make the franchise business successful, you may have a critical mass, maybe of 20 stores or 200 stores, whatever will be the business. So there is a critical mass that has to be achieved to make that business, the franchise business, viable. And the company's invested time, resource, and now has gone over the scale of critical mass, and now they are enjoying the benefit of a franchise model. So these are the two axes. One axis is where how proven is the business, as I said, not proven, partially proven, highly proven, and how successful or how committed is the franchisor or how ready is the franchisee. So readiness of the franchisor, which is not ready, partially ready, and completely ready. So in this matrix, the ideal franchise, as all of us would agree, is somebody who's got a proven business and who's completely ready for franchise. So that quadrant where it is highly, the franchisor is completely ready and the business is extremely proven. But the problem with that would be, if you are choosing that, then most probably it's a expensive franchise business, like a McDonald's or a KFC or any of these big brands, which are extremely proven businesses. They are not easy. They're not easy as in they're not cheap. They're very expensive. I wouldn't say cheap, they are very expensive. So you need to be it's a big ticket business. Or the other challenge would be that it is already taken. Your location is already taken, because such businesses will sell like hotcake. The problem with that quadrant is, it's very expensive, it may not be within your budget. Second, it is not available within your location. And hence, you may have to also probably look at some of the partially proven businesses or partially ready businesses. Partially proven might be not necessarily, I would say, I don't want to use the word cheap. It may not necessarily be as less expensive. So it will still be expensive, but it is not yet proven. So these are the criteria in which you as a franchisee who is evaluating a business or who is wanting to get started on a new business would look at the franchise model. So with that, we've concluded the episode or the chapter on who is a good franchise. Going forward, we are going to now also look at what are the 9 traits of a good franchisee. See, franchisee as a business is a highly successful business option. Highly successful business option. When I say a franchise business has a very high chances of success. How do you as a new entrepreneur or somebody who's looking at building a new business or scaling the opportunity of the franchise business that you have planned, I would give you 9 qualities of a successful franchisee, which I have discovered over a period of time, meeting and talking to people. You can implement these 9 qualities. You can learn from the next episode and implement it in your business, in your personal characteristics, so that you can succeed in the franchise business. Thank you.